as the jump drive hums. We're heading out, hear the battle drums. Carrier drops in these war-torn grounds. The sky is filled with a deafening sound. Loadouts checked, our nerves are tight. It's chaos out there, but we're ready to fight. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through? Outnumbered, outgunned, we're lost in the fray. Canopy's gone as the swarm comes to play. Heal the world, systems start to fail. They're closing in fast, their strength prevails. Too many to count and far too strong. This might be the end, we may not have long. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through? With a fire, a light breaks through. We look to each other, we know what to do. Training kicks in, we form our ranks. Together we stand, there's no turning back. Outnumbered, outgunned, our ships torn asunder. Canopy smashed, but we won't go under. There are too many and we're too few. Is this fight too much for us to break through?
Hello, Kerbals and other commanders. We are back here in our early career in Kerbal Space Program, and this time we are approaching Minmus as we proceed to what is effectively the science capital of the world, in my opinion, as the amount of science you can bring back from Minmus is just mind-boggling. Trying to get the chat window to work. But alas, I am not having success, unfortunately, as for whatever reason, it shows and the... how do I do this here? Chat window. There we are. Oh, something happened, but then it disappeared again. It's disappointing. Alright, let's close the Elgato camera hub. Oh, there you go. We fixed it. Alright, we got it. We are back and running, and hopefully we got everything sorted here. Doing some technical tests just to make sure we got everything up and running. Okay. Yeah, it does look like we got things up and running, so let's roll. Good, good, good. All right, cool. So we are in career mode, so our science tree is relatively early, so we don't have access to all the latest goodies and cool stuff and amazing stuff, so we kind of have to make do with what we got. Right now we are pursuing a couple of missions. We have a mission to transfer crew between two vessels near the moon, which we're going to do later, and plant a flag on the moon, which we're also going to do later, and return data from space around Caribbean, which we're going to do even later. But what we're going to focus now is to bring sandstone, whatever that may be. I actually don't think I've ever seen it in practice from Minmus, and gather data from science data from the surface of Minmus. So that is what we're going to do. We have a couple of vessels that are somewhat sort of scattered around the galaxy, or solar system, or Kerbin system, whatever we want to call it. We have a probe that has been sent to orbit the moon in a polar orbit, and that just rendezvoused with the moon lander, which hosts a couple of our Kerbals. And then the other two Kerbals, because we're doing this just with 4 original Kerbals, are actually at Minmus in a sort of roughly polar orbit as well. I don't know where we're at. So we got a lander out here, and let's see if we can get it to actually land. We are probably going to also pause a number of times so I get a bunch of science. since there is a bunch of science to be had. Let's see though if we can land on Minmus greater flats, which would be quite nice. So let's set our SAS for a retrograde burn. So do it with RCS, it'll speed things up a bit. Any plan of traveling to Beta Montari and visiting Maten Morbido? I have no idea what that is, Shadow Mystery. So I guess it's the equivalent of Alpha Centauri and Hutton Orbital. I don't think they have mugs here, so no plan to go there. Alright, so we got ourselves somewhat of a landing like profile. Now we kind of need to go. I don't think our Jeb friend is smart enough to kind of be able to go retrograde or normal or anti-normal, but we can. So orbital, normal plus or normal minus? This should be normal plus, I think, right? Because we are... We're gonna figure out in a moment if it is correctly that we're going to normal plus. Let's try. No, it was normal minus. We had a 50% chance to get it right or wrong. We got it wrong. Alright. Normal minus is it gonna be. So let's turn RCS on so we can turn faster. And welcome everybody to the stream. Something different than blasting Fargoids for once. Right. Let's see, correct camera here. Alright, this should be a bit better. Maybe a bit too much. Ugh, this is complicated. There we go, perfect. Alright, so now we are normal minus, so now we should be able to kind of like use some of our DV to land at greater flats. I think this is greater flats, anyway, it's flats of some kind. That looks good enough. Now we can go back to retrograde. Retrograde. Now I should have a trajectories plugin that shows actual trajectories, but for whatever reason it's not working properly. So that's one of the things I kind of need to make a mental note to sort of like figure out why it is not working. And we will eventually fix it. Hey damn the base, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Elite has been very much trucker focused recently. So if we're gonna truck, we might as well truck while kind of like doing weird orbital things with Kerbals. Now we're gonna quick save because things can go always very bad. Now we have power, which is good. We have like a bunch of things that we can do. Oh, let's kind of speed up a little bit our time warp. Are we still space high? Yeah, we're still space high. Actually, one thing I forgot is that the Minmus actually moves, so we actually have to like, and we're kind of going down very slowly, so we have to go give it a big retrograde boost, otherwise we're gonna completely miss our landing destination. Horizontal velocity up. This is like what I want to do. Let's see if we can actually land. Closer to where we want to land. If trajectories worked. I don't know if MechJeb has the landing. I don't think I have surface info. I don't think landing info. There we go. Big position target, landing info. Big position target. Is it gonna let me? Big position target. Like here. I think we're gonna meet that thing yet. So how do we do this? We have to go surface horizontal velocity minus. And now we're basically going straight down. Now we're going basically straight down. And if we don't land where we want to land, we're going to give it a bit of a... Let's head kind of like north, I guess. Let's head north a bit. Let's actually do it while it's still high in orbit so we don't completely mess things up. Go to 0 degrees. Eurovision, not so much. I live in the US, so there's not much Eurovision here in the US. Not interested about in this stuff at all, but it said the Galaxy on Fire. Yeah, I know, I agree. Talking about Galaxy on Fire, like, I don't know if you played the mobile game Galaxy on Fire 2 HD, but I actually think it's one of the better mobile games that have ever been made. Unlike number 3, which is complete garbage. Like, the number 2 one is actually pretty good. Alright, so this is roughly where I want to go, like, straight north. Let's give ourselves some velocity north. Maybe north... What is this? Northeast. You can tell jab too. Oh, that's why I was getting confused. Like, no jab, just stability assist. What does our map say here? Kind of going even too far, but now this thing is gonna, as the planet's gonna move, we should be fine. Yeah. Right now we have a lot of science because we're in space near Minmus, so let's actually get all the science. And we'll reset the experiments and send Bob to reset the experiments so we can do it again over the next biome. Crew report. Get all the experiments, collect all. And then, Bob, it's your time to shine. Get an EVA report. And then reset this one. And reset the Science Junior Guide in the middle down here. And then we can go back on board. Alright, material study. We kind of did this already, so I guess there's like a second version of this that we could do, but it's like annoying to kind of do it this way. Alright, so we are... Where are we landing? We're kind of landing at the intersection almost of 2 biomes. It's actually quite perfect, I want to say. It's actually convenient to land there. Alright, I'm gonna quick save again. Let's tell our smart ass to go on surface velocity minor pointing. Which is like where we want to do it. We don't need a maneuver node editor or planner. Suicide burn countdown. I love the term suicide burn. Alright. Alright, we're getting there. Minmus is so pretty with these new mods. I mean, it looks stunning. Feels like a giant ice cream. Where are we landing exactly? Like at the border of those 2 hours. Perfect. Alright, let's quick save and maybe give it a bit of time warp speed so it don't take freaking forever. Suicide burn is in like 14 seconds. I don't like to suicide at like 0 seconds, but like close enough to maybe like 2 seconds or something. Be good. 3, 2, now. Look at that. Exactly on the edge, huh? Alright, now we're landing at precisely a good velocity. I want to touch down about 5 meters per second. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. Now turn RCS on. So we make sure we can control our ship and keep it stable. Oh, we're gonna point straight up. Obviously, we're around the... No, obviously, close enough. Alright, point straight up now. Alright, touching down so gently at 1 meters per second. Which is perfect. Look at this landing, guys. Granted, landing on Minmus is extremely easy. CS should keep us stable. Our legs are holding. And we did it. We are landed. Turn off SAS and RCS. Have this guy settle on its lander legs. And we good. Alright, yeah, obligatory quick save at this point. Alright, good. So now we are landed and we can get a bunch of things like crew reports and things and stuff. Crew report. Actually, we can transmit the crew report. Try to get another one. Get crew report. Or write it. Transmit data. So this should complete the mission that we had of submitting suborbital, landed, that's just fine. We had... Oh, well, we don't have science data from the surface of Minmus. Transmit or recover data from the surface of Minmus. We are on the surface of Minmus, but we didn't transmit it for some whatever reason. No usable in-range comm device or data, so we can't transmit it because our antenna is not available, I guess. Isn't this thing deployed? What does this thing say? Communotron unable to transmit. That's why it's actually good to have a relay antenna or two in orbit. But we don't have them right now, so I guess this is not gonna work. We should have brought a better antenna. But it's fine, since we're gonna pilot thing manually, it's like not a big deal. Alright, let's run our sort of like plethora of experiments that we typically run. Here, pressure, send Bob on EVA, get surface sample, EVA report. Alright, go back in. Forgot to reset anything, but okay, we'll do it now. Let's just grab all the experiment, collect all. Alright, Bob, back out you go. Reset our two guys here, please. Or restore, rather. Science Junior, restore, restore. Alright, those are restored. For whatever reason, it didn't grab a surface sample. But I guess now it did. Alright, so we are... What else does it say? Material study, Mr. Okay, we kind of done that. Those. Yeah, servers are done. So let's set this a little higher so it stops annoying us with like random stuff. Let's go plant some flags. Actually, let's also like drop the landing gear here. The sort of not landing gear, the whatever this thing is called, mobility enhancer. Can also let go and woo, do a somersault. That was totally intended, guys. That was 100% planned. Yes, this is a new Space Flags update, Aaron, and we have ship interiors too here. It's mandatory, obligatory FA off, of all things. So it's yeah, it's perfect. All right, let's plant the first of two flags. We are Bob, right? I think we're Bob. Why did it? Oh gosh, why did it? Bob's Minmus flag. Glory to mankind. I changed the flag to be the flag of Xenostrike Force, but for whatever reason it's not being recognized. So we need to fix that. Let's do a jump. Let's do an EVA report while we're flying just above our lowlands. And then we can also enable some RCS and go look for some stuff that we came here to look for, which is like the whatever it's called, Minmus thingy. Is this it? Let's disable RCS. It's unclear what it... I don't even know what it looks like. we may kind of cheat and enable the scatters. Because like with Parallax 2, you get all these beautiful rocks and things on the ground, but you can't see like where the stuff that you're supposed to pick up actually is, because it doesn't, it's like lost in the thing. So let's look at Service Feature Finder. There's like one over there. I kind of, oh, there's like one right here. See, I mean, there's no way I was gonna figure that is kind of what I was supposed to look for. Assuming that is what I'm supposed to look for. I'm still not 100% sure. Is that the grayer thing? Thank you, Aaron. Good to see you. Say hi to you too. Have an enjoyable 24 hours as well. Alright, so this is something, but I don't know if it is what we're supposed to pick up. Let's see. Pick up green sandstone. I think that's the one, yeah. Done. Clunk, clunk, clunk. So that's the one. Green sandstone from Minmus service. All evidence points towards Minmus once having several liquid oceans. Physics indicate this is impossible. So we stream some stone, provide valuable insights into this mystery. Return it, have analyzed, get all information about it. Cool. Alright, so we got that one. Now we need to have Jeb also plant a flag. Alright, let's use RCS and do it get a little bit faster. Where are you going, buddy? He's a little confused. I'm not sure what's going on here. Whoa. RCS again, please. Oh, there we are. See, it's like a fixed direction of travel. Very odd. Probably pressed some button that kind of changed how the direction of travel worked. This is lesser flats. Alright, let's go up the old way. And we made it. Whoa, kind of made it. Not to crash into my Sora panels, which would be problematic. Alright, this did the trick. Board. Alright, let's get Jeb to go and plant his flag. Whee! Boink. This is Minmus Lowlands. What's this say? Am I technically on where? Lowlands? I guess lesser flats, my planet flag. This is Jeb's Minmus flag. Also glory to mankind. Jeb's Minmus flag. Glory to mankind. Fake service sample, why not? EDA report, why not? And back up we go. Oops. Gravity here is somewhat problematic if you're kind of like hopping back and forth. Let's see if we can grab. There we go. All right. That'll do a trick. There's somewhat slow down between transitions between ladders, otherwise things kind of cracking out exactly like this. Exactly like this. Kraken is strong between parts. Alright, so we have this guy. So where are we parked? We're parked at lesser flats. We can move somewhat towards... Let's actually quick save. Let's actually... I think we can transmit anything from here, so... Let's actually move towards this side. Surface velocity minus. RCS all the way. I don't think lesser flats is where I wanted to go, though. I think I wanted to go, like, north. North is this way. Alright, this way. What do I even have on board? Minmus low ones, Minmus low ones, Minmus. No, it was low ones. Let's go back to lesser flats. This should land us on lesser flats. Spinning a little too much. Stop the spin. Alright. This ought to be lesser flats. Still at lowlands. Let's go this way. Let's turn this off until so we don't. Oh, okay, we're at lesser flats now. All right, surface velocity minus. How are we doing on RCS propellant? We got plenty. We jump around Minmus. Straight up, since our horizontal velocity is kind of negligible. Again, aiming for 1 meter per second or so. Perfect. Alright, stop doing this thing. Thank you. Stop everything. We are landed, and we have a ton of science we can do now again. Crew report. Can we transmit it? Nope, we cannot transmit it. So keep it. Do a whole set of observations, material studies, blah blah blah. Temperature, pressure, the whole shebang. There we go. Send Bob on an EVA. Take a surface sample. There's almost lesser flats. It's good. Let's reset our 2 experiments. get the data first. I think I might have reset it without gathering the data. Collect data and restore. On board we go. Some duplicates, that's fine. Collect all the data. So we had a bunch of this data already from lesser flats. Let's see if we can land then something like lesser flats. Go in this direction somewhat. Minmus float lands. Let's do a quick turn. That should be enough science, and should kind of be time to head back. Wonder if we can get back to the moon. Horizontal velocity minus. Oh, that's why it's wrong. I did horizontal velocity instead of surface velocity. Velocity minus. This was not exactly what I had in mind when I thought about. We're gonna end up spinning a little bit, but that's okay. Surface velocity minus. Alright, we kind of made it. Not my most precise approach, but it'll do. It'll do. Point up. RCS should hopefully prevent from tipping over. Off. Another very successful landing. Congrats. Tap on the back. Yeah, well, alright, this one. Alright, let's grab all the science data. Can't. Pressure data, it's fine, alright. Temperature, alright, this one too, it's all good. Bob, out you go. EVA report. Collect data and restore. Take data. Take data. Collect data and restore. And we are kind of done here. And grab all the data here. Alright. All the data has been grabbed. We got 2 biomes at Minmus. I think this is fine. Let's go orbital prograde. get out of Minmus. Now let's see how much we need to actually get back to the moon. Let's see if we can intercept our friends. Alright, we are now on escape trajectory out of Minmus. That's 65 days, that's not what we want. That's more like it. Okay, you're being annoying. There we go. Basically stops the there's the science here and now plugin that stops the fast travel if the science value in the biome that you can gather is above a certain threshold. But alright, we made it here. Disable RCS. Let's see if we can set a maneuver node for approaching the moon. Set a target. Let's see if we can do it with MacJeb. Maneuver planner. Disable smartass for now. Launch velocities by impulse to plan. Search and burn. Now this clearly does not work. This is clearly wrong. Match velocities. So now our planet. This works. Nope. Regular whole hammer transfer. But it doesn't like it at the optimum time. This clearly doesn't like it. Remove all nodes. This is clearly wrong. Like, it's not clear wrong, but it doesn't feel right either. Like, this is like add a maneuver after 6. So this looks like, what are we intercepting there? Intercepting Minmus? Get rid of this now. Cool. So did we target the moon? Yes, we targeted the moon. So let's. So we're gonna need to do something like this. All right, and then we're gonna need to play with this. There we go. I have to do it manually, but it works. This is the closest we seem to be able to get to. Focus you. Alright, let's see. This is already, gives a pretty decent inclination already. This guy is going this way, right? I think so. So we want to come in from under the moon, I think. And to do that, we're going to use the maneuver node editor. Let's see if we can adjust. Yeah, this is pretty aggressive, but it's actually not that bad. The only thing is like coming in from the wrong direction. That's a problem. This is more like it. What we'll need to do is some kind of like ascending node correction once we get there. To escape. Too much. Too little. Alright, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Corrections should be actually relatively cheap once we get there. Alright, execute next node. How much DV do we have? We have 3,000. Oh, it's amazing. It's more than enough to do a rendezvous and Minmus mission that we're trying to do now. We have walked on the surface of Minmus. We planted a flag on Minmus. Actually planted 2 flags on Minmus. So yeah, there's that. Do RCS. Turn faster. We got still plenty, right? More than half. More than half our RCS budget. How much do we carry, by the way? 20? What is 20 units of monopropellant? Unclear. We can retract our landers on site, but basically not. warping to the burn, which is only 9 seconds. Like this Poodle liquid engine is deceptively powerful. It's tiny for the 6.5 meter size, but it's incredibly like powerful when you fly something of roughly this size and mass. And we did it. We got the transfer burn inserted, which is perfect. And now we will warp here. Because why not? We're getting there. Alright, we got there. Now we're gonna set a new maneuver. Change apoapsis. Set it at 2,000 kilometers at the next periapsis. Create node and see how this looks. This looks good. Execute next node. Because of the Oberth effect, changing your apoapsis is the most DV efficient when you are at the periapsis, and the closer you are, deeper you are in a gravity well, and the more powerful the effect is, and consequently the fewer delta V you need to use. In this case, we only need 11 DV, which is basically nothing, to kind of capture into the moon orbit. And then once we did this, we'll match plane with targets, but first we want to get into the same... we get an orbit into the, again, around the same body, so we're getting there. Go. This is barely within the sort of sphere of influence of the moon, but it's perfectly fit for purpose. And now what we're going to do is we're going to switch targets. We're going to switch to our friend's lander. And we're going to tell it to match inclination of the target. Match planes, same thing. At the cheapest node, which will be the one closest to the apoapsis, so this one, almost certainly. Definitely not this one, this one. So I'll create a node up here, as you can see, there you go, to match the inclination, match the plane of our friend, and it looks still pretty good, so execute next node. This is 107 meters per second, which is not nothing, but inclination change can be incredibly expensive depending on the velocity and how deep you are in gravity well, so it's pretty manageable, all things considered. And especially considering we don't need to launch a separate mission to sort of accomplish this contract. Again, our contract calls for transferring any crew between vessels. So we'll need to kind of eject a couple of people and transfer them back and forth. So I'll do that. But then I want to keep Valentina and Bell on the lander, because actually we're gonna land and plant the flag on the moon with them. But now we should be in a position where we can actually... We can't because we're like... Review stored data. Material study. There is a crew report while space however Minmus. We should be able to transmit this, right? Now, because we have the... Yep, we have the relay. So... We completed that another mission by doing that. And world first milestones gathered from Minmus. That's great. Oh, the surface of Minmus. But I have a crew report also from the surface of Minmus. This we don't need. Review stored data. EVA report. This should work. There we go. Now we completed it. Great. That's worth a good chunk of change. So now, did we execute the next node? Can't remember if we... Are we on the same plane? I think we are on the same plane. Alright, we executed the same maneuver plane. Now what we are going to do is we will See if we can fine-tune closest approach to target, which would be this, but this is terrible. Like, it's really bad. Like, this is definitely not a good one. It's like also warning you that it's not a good one. So that's just fine. Intercept target, fine-tune, match planes, match velocities. I guess a bi impulse should do a work. Yep, that should do a check. Alright, so this is what we want. This looks a little bit DV expensive at 80 meters per second, but again, it's not the end of the world. So let's do that. Execute next node. Alright, here we are. Need the maneuver node editor. We don't need the landing info because we're not landing. Put these up here. Correcting our setup. And after the burn, we will tell it to match velocities at the closest intercept, which is fine. Let's see how close we're gonna be. Intersect 1, separation 1.1 kilometers. I think we can fine-tune closest approach to target. Let's see if we can get at 50 meters or so. 40 minutes, burn time 0.1. Yeah, this is good enough. Like, this is one of those on the margin kind of things, but why not? I should guess really close. I think we're within the margin of error at this point. Right? I'll disable RCS because like RCS itself kind of like ends up pointing in the wrong direction. Actually, I might have to redo this because like, what's our 0.9 kilometers? Yeah, it's actually not good. Abort node. Fine tune. Closest approach to target. It's still at like 0 meters per second. So like, yeah, this is beyond the what can be achieved. So what we're gonna do is match velocities with target at closest approach. Create node. I always kind of like to see what it does before I try things, and it looks good. So we're gonna execute that one. 93 meters per second gives us more than enough to kind of like come back to Earth after we're done with our little exchange. So this is something we have. Plant flag on the moon, explore the moon, transfer any crew. Getting the point, direction. I'm not using RCS deliberately because that will mess things up in terms of approach for the target, so. I don't know if we have rendezvous autopilot yet. No. RCS bouncer, translatron. Panic. This is like something for later. Should burn in 3 seconds. There we are. Well, hello there. Hello, guys. Came to say hello. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Quick save. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna eject Jeb. Tell him to let go. Turn our RCS on. And then head to the other spaceship. As you can see, I have a lot of imagination when it comes to my spaceships. Start to grab on once we get here. Actually, I have to tell it to let go as well, but now we can switch to this one, I think. Or at least go to the Space Center and then switch, just kind of accomplish the same thing. So, this is another plant flank on Minmus. I will do that later, so might as well pick it up. And then active, explore the moon, this is what we're about to do. Available, complex, conduct research surveys, blah blah blah. Rescue people, alright, not interested in any of this. But we want to go back to... Which one is it though, the one that has... That one that we launched later. I think this is the one we're going to, yep. Yeah, I got the right one. So let's eject Valentina. Let go. Let's get ourselves grabbed onto something down here. Sort of out of the way. Alright, let go. Jab. Now, can we switch here to Kerbals? I don't think we can. I think we have to annoyingly go back to like this Space Center. Alright, Jeb, you did what you came to do roughly here. Grab on, transfer in, and that should complete the mission. Oh, this is the one that doesn't have? Did we not have a, like... Oh, we got RCS, so it doesn't really matter. Let's use RCS. And we're pushing our spaceship around now. Alright, board. I completed this mission too. Let's go back to the Space Center for a moment. See if there's any other missions. Explore Minmus. Return to cabin from a flyby of Minmus, so we can do that. And I already have a ship that's coming back from Minmus. Finish construction of a row in service of the moon. This is not all that interesting. Complex scan. These are all good. Leave. Alright, let's go back. Where is Jab? Jab is in the one we launched later. So this one. Well, let's send Jab back to his original ship. Let go, RCS. Hi Bob, you missed me. Uh-oh. We're getting there. I'm not sure what button I pressed that kind of like results in, oh, not going in the proper direction. Well, somehow I grabbed on. Miracle. Whoa, we're spinning. Alright, so these guys are going home, but before we go home, let's get Valentina back into the proper ship before the Kraken strikes, which it inevitably does if you let things be. Good board here. Alright. No? Come on. Alright, Valentina and Bill, everyone's happily safe here. And now we can switch back to the Minmus ship we launched earlier that is coming back to Kerbin. It's called Moonlander, but it's really into Minmus, so fly this guy. Should probably also, if we had a clamp, we could transfer some fuel, but we don't have a clamp, so. This launched earlier, so we also don't have the hinge that we installed on this thing. Like, we're making our landers kind of better as we go. All right, quick save. Let's go prograde. Turn this off and go prograde. Why are you not going prograde? I have asked you to go prograde. Oh, we're not going prograde because we're not in orbital mode? Oh, what's wrong? Display settings. Like orbital mode. Why is it not switching to prograde? Yes, okay. Alright, well, I guess let's do it with Jab. I don't know why the default one is not working. The default one is not working either. Is that why? Why is that? There should be a clear prograde indicator. I guess now there is. Oh, I know, because we set a target, so it's like that's why we need to this target. Close the translate on. Orbit. There we go. Now we're cooking. Prograde to orbit. Let's see if we can get our. Kind of work myself out, but I also ran out of fuel because somehow this is why you quick save all the time. Like it ran me out of fuel. Like, did we complete our missions? I think we explore the moon. Yeah, crew transfer crew members. Explore the moon. Surprise! World first milestones. Crew transfer. Alright, let's actually check the missions 1 second so things don't get surprising. Okay, Ansek. I am now returning from a Minmus mission, then completing a couple things on the moon, and then I think Duna might be next, or another return trip to Minmus, because we have a mission to like explore Minmus, so we might go back to Minmus after this. And by the way, I got HDR to work finally, so now you should be seeing the stream in HDR. Properly, which I pinged you on the XSF Discord, was a nightmare, as always, as all things HDR. The Minmus guys we want to launch earlier, so let's go to this one. Alright, so we are here. Let's switch to orbit. Orbit prograde. Select disable like our sky here, set prograde. Let's go. Let's see when we gonna like end up. Alright, that's good enough. That's all we really need. We can warp until we're out of the sphere of influence of the moon. Which is 4 hours, which is perfectly fine. And then we're gonna do our capture burn for. Well, not capture burn, we'll change our periapsis like now. And set it to change periapsis at a fixed time after a fixed 60 seconds. Set our periapsis to like 20 kilometers, which is what we want. Create and execute. Good, go for it. Alright, we're turning, use RCS, turn a bit faster so we're gonna meet our time. And off we go. About time to. We still have like 2,500 meters of DV, so we might actually use this to slow down a bit, but again, it's not critical. some data from space around Kerbin that we can set. Actually, do a crew report from here. Transmit this data. Complete this contract. Good work. It's like a 14.4K BPS modem sending data. Alright, now we should be at the perhaps of roughly 20K, actually almost perfectly 20K. So disable RCS, quick save the game. Let's see, let's go back to the Space Center. It was like anything change with missions after we turn in this mission. Patch new port complex scans, this is all super complicated stuff. Nope, none that we actually want to bother with. So we shall go back to, there we go, our lander, and we will prepare for collect all. So I think we have every possible we can from a data standpoint. Is there, how much? This is like manual science, at least one, I'd say. So now we can use our crazy DV to kind of slow down. Maybe we're gonna do that. Let's go. We have a pretty hefty heat shield with a blader. Well, that's showing where I'm kind of supposedly landing, which is very dark. So this trajectory is finally working? Oh, it is. You have to just turn it on and off. Oh, okay, cool. That's good. That shows the exact landing spot. Let's go retrograde. We can actually burn to like almost a stop here. Some RCS while we're at it. As well, make things less dangerous. I don't think we're still gonna end up landing in a dark side of the planet, which is sad, but whatever. Could have gone to a desert launch site. Or Kerbal Space Center. Should we try and land at Kerbal Space Center? Let's try and land at Kerbal Space Center. How do we do that though? Like, especially since like, actually let me quick load. Let's see if we can change things so that we do land at Kerbal Space Center. How do we switch to focus Kerbin? Oh, there we go. So this is the desert airfield, and the actual space center is here. Unclear though, like what it would kind of look like. I guess warp here. This is kind of moving as we go, which is odd. Question is there a landing info? See, pick a position target. Yeah, I'll have Kerbal Space Center. Pick position target. There we are. Activate navigation. So I picked the position target. The vertical speed of the time impact which is burn. Great. Now the question is, how do we ascend? I don't think we have access to the landing autopilot yet. Kind of can get closer, but not quite close yet. Play normal plus. Not normal plus, it's a radio plus. Radio plus would be, which direction would radio plus be? I was getting confused. We have a lot of DV, so might as well use it. There we are. See if this works. This does work. No, 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 two. I need to do normal plus or normal minus. Go RCS. Be easier with a landing planner, but I think we can do it this way too. That should kind of move this, hopefully in the right direction. Oh, this updated somehow, by the way, to a completely different direction. I don't know why. Actually, the wrong one. This is like, this is where the change in DV is the change in orbital planes is incredibly expensive because of the velocity we're going at, but it's fine. We got 2000 DV, so we can still afford the change in plane cost. Normally this would be a bad idea, but it'll be okay. There. Alright, now we have to go anti-radiant again. Kind of buy ourselves some landing time. Wrong one. Radiant plus, not radiant minus. How high are we? We are 150, so we're still a decent height. This is where we might burn a significant amount of what we got left, but it should be enough, I think, to land us pretty close to KSP. Whoa! That was maybe a little too much. Should have hit slight different button. Good thing is it should be easy to fix. Now I'm gonna take it easier. Alright. Alright, getting there. Now back to normal minus. This is the right one. Atmosphere analysis, we're flying. So now we have to go retrograde. Oh, we actually have to separate at this point, otherwise we're gonna explode. This kind of did the trick. Okay, rotation please. Thank you. That was totally not where I wanted to land, so the landing indicator was completely wrong. I guess it was predicated on the different stage landing. Oh well. So long as we get back in one piece, that's all groovy. I brought, I can't remember how much I brought. I think I brought 200 or 150 units of a blader, which, I mean, it's more than enough, especially since we came in at such a low speed. So this thing is kind of moving as kind of slow down, so it doesn't look accurate at all. Now it's more or less stable. Let's go retrograde, please. Thank you. Joy without the HUD experience. Beautiful. This is an 8K skybox. Speed up things up a little here. Stage. You can do an EDA report. We're not doing an EDA report. Where are we flying? Flying low over curving grasslands. Well, maybe we can go our chute, see if we can land actually on the grasslands. It'd be safe to deploy our main chute too. Yeah, we're good. Let's go down. Pink drogues deployed. Drogues now deployed. Close to deploy. We need RCS at this point. Can do an EDA report now, but I'll wait until we are kind of closer and the parachute fully deploys. We can drop our heat shields, which is kind of almost done. Drop that. Less weight when we land. Just down there. Alright, fully deployed. Now we can do a little EVA and get an EVA report while flying. And we are landing amidst the trees, or crashing because we did this too fast. Alright, let's try again from our latest quick save. Where are we? Oh, we're back up here. That's annoying. Alright, this time we're gonna do it a little faster without trying to sort of get really fancy about where we land. Down and down we go. This is still above curve in water. So we'll get this last bit of data. Still above curve in water. All right, time to decouple. Well, that was pretty intense. Decoupling. It also didn't really decouple my Science Junior, but looks like most of the critical pieces are in one spot still. So I'm not sure I'm going down straight, because I'm going so slow. I see. Still not safe to deploy my chutes. But I have drogues. This is why having drogues for once is actually not a bad thing. What's the velocity that drogues are safe to deploy? 650 or something? 600. Hey. Jokes out. Whoa. Jokes totally saved my bacon here. Jokes totally saved my bacon. Also let me run like another atmosphere analysis. It's just nice. Alright. This time we're not gonna be doing stupid things. Maybe give it a slight time warp so it doesn't take forever, but we're not gonna do anything crazy. Is this fully deployed? I think so. Alright, we can do something stupid. Let's do something stupid and take an VA report. Actually, we have one already, so it's really stupid. Really utterly useless. Alright, I'm gonna splash down and get some data from there. That exploded, so that didn't do a trick. Alright, so we got everything we needed? I think so. I don't think there's anything here. Surface sample. Oh, we can take a surface sample. Let's do that. Take surface sample. An EVA report. Well, 3 more data. I'll take it. In we go. And recover. Woof. Alright. We got 1,700 science from the king of science, Minmus. And also a lot of cash. So that's great. Let's see if there's any. Explore Minmus. I already have a Minmus. Plant flag on Minmus. Explore Minmus. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Minmus. I have to send 2 vessels up there, I guess. It's a natural next thing to do. Accepted. Active. Explore Minmus. Plant flag on Minmus. Plant flag on the moon. I have 2 guys who are actually want to go to drop on the moon. 2,000 more science points. AVA. So landing already feel less than 10% accurate. It's a lot of fun. Ribbons. Cool. Let's unlock some science while we're at it. Let's see. Large volume tanks. These are great. Specialized construction. This comes in handy later on. I might as well take it. Miniaturization. Not that critical, but that'll come in handy later. Unmanned technology. This is the one that does better probes. This is handy, but later. Electronics. This is more science, which is great. This is better relay, which is also great. This is better everything electrical, which is fantastic. Done. This is better ascent, landing, spaceplane thing, which is great. Let's do that. This is composite materials, which is more useful for airplanes than other things, to be honest, but advanced metalworks. These struts are good, but I don't know if they're necessarily isn't necessarily like most important or critical thing. This is all like flight stuff. This is like advanced landing. The only thing I think are particularly useful here is this sort of landing legs, which by the way also not generally critical, so maybe we want to do field science first. So rover autopilot. This is essentially rovers. Which, this is advanced science, which is like something we're too expensive for us to grab right now. Let's do basic aerodynamic stuff and propulsion system stuff. These are like all little engines and separatrons. These are actually handy when like we're trying to get rid of engines and stuff. Booster. Alright, this is good. We got a bunch of stuff here. Alright, let's put our 2 other guys on the moon, and that completes the sort of like full-on exploration of the moon. Let's triple check if there's no missions before we go there while we are out here. Very AP, complex, blah blah blah. Observational surveys, tundra orbit. Oh no, our weird stuff. No, nothing interesting. Alright, let's go, guys. Let's put ourselves down. Now we should have the landing autopilot enabling of Minmus, of Mechan. Landing guidance. Let's see if we can't pick a target on the map and decide we're gonna land somewhere. Like, what is this? Like, this is a big crater. I don't know if this is a special biome or something, but alright, let's see if we can get ourselves to land. East far side crater. That's not the one. East crater or east far side crater. Did we land? Did we get the east far side crater last time? Or maybe we'll like get it here. All right, pick position target. Pick target and land a target. Use our CSMR, throttle, put landing gear warp, touchdown speed, that's fine. Show landing predictions, that's fine. Show trajectory. Trajectory, that's fine. I wonder what it's gonna do with like. Told him to land there, but not sure what it is doing right now. Let's see what it does. Not gonna maneuver now. Deorbit burn. This is like we have a lot of fuel. Starting to show landing prediction. The blue one is where you actually land considering the rotation of the planet itself. Like clearly now we need to like go retrograde, I presume. Kind of like shorten our. There we go. This is incredibly precise. This is something actually I probably would have a pretty rough time kind of doing manually, to be honest. Alright, so we got pretty close. Like now we should that's like that descent burn or something, suicide burn or something. Drag delta V needed 600 meters per second of the 3000 we have. We're good. Time to land 19 minutes. We're gonna like fast tracking it. We have illumination of our solar panel, so we have electric charge, pretty important for reaction wheels. And we are getting there. Go observation. No, we're gonna do that when we land. Actually, enable the cutaway. It's not letting me do it because like we are in time warp. All right, there we go. This is going down, adjusting. It's not quite a suicide burn. Wow, kind of nailed it, huh? It totally nailed it. Still saying it needs like 400 dV or something. Nope, it's fine. One of the reasons you plant flags is your Kerbals get experience if they plant flags, like the most experience if they plant a flag on a body, and with more experience they can do more things. Like right now, we have orbit around Kirby and orbit around the moon, which is like 3 experience points. Like flag gives more. I'm not sure exactly how many it gives, but more. Alright, pretty good. It looks reasonably flat of a landing spot that we kind of managed to pick somehow. So far, so good. Going down now. This I think I might have done better myself, to be honest. Or not. No, this is really good, Ash. Jeb, Mac Jeb, you are freaking good at landing. Wow. Look at that. It's also impossible to manually control the throttle that way, but look at that. Wow. Just wow. Obligatory quick save. Alright, good job landing on the moon. Time to go plant some flags. See if we can actually get moon rock while we're at it. Turk silver sample. EVA report. Maybe we should also lower the ladder just in case. Boink. Alright, so let's go plant a flag. Valentina's moon flag. Glory to mankind. There we go. Well, the question is, do we want to get one of those rocks? Again, kind of need, with parallax, you kind of need to sort of do this to see like where they are, because like they're impossible to see, right? Amidst all the rocks. Whoa. That's kind of close enough, I guess. Up we go. Come on. There we go. I don't know if getting another one from a different biome will result in science, though. That's like, I think I'm gonna find out. Is this the thing? I guess. This looks like it, yeah. Disable RCS. Pick up Moonstone. No, no more science. It's too bad. Oh well. Pretty though, huh? Looks very much like the moon. Whoa, 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 whoa. I went around it, huh? You got ya. Alright. Bill, your turn to plant a flag. Got this later. Might as well hop down. Whee! Plant a flag. Bills. Moon flag. Glory to mankind. Turn these off features I go. Oh man, alright. There we go. I think we have a surface sample already, but alright. Our backup and business. Track the ladder. Now our question is, can we go to Minmus from here without having to return to like anyway, this is fine. Let's actually get some data from here. An analysis or 8.34. Pressure data. There's no atmospheric analysis. We just need the field study guy. Report. Alright, I think we got everything. Collect all. Let's actually make sure we have an EVA report as well. I think I do, but not too sure. Alright, we're good. Quick save again. Now, orbital prograde. Let's see if we can escape the moon and capture a Minmus. How much DV do we have? 2,000. We should be able to do it. We should be able to do it. If we are able to do it, it might be a little close, but capture a Minmus and return is very low. Let's see how much DV we need from the moon to get to Minmus. Keeping the moon is like what takes the most, actually. That's gonna be close. That may be a little too much, actually. let's get out of. Get rid of that. Alright, let's see if we can set us target this at a maneuver here. It's probably not a great here. Yes, this does not look a good maneuver at all. We might have to return actually to Kerbin here. It's fine. Let's return to Kerbin actually. Acquiring launch site. What is going on with like maneuver node editor? So many more nodes to edit. Okay. Planner, remove all nodes. What is going on? What is it? This does not look right at all. Should I do this? Kind of fine. Fine. Execute next node. Not the most efficient return we've ever done, but fine. Quite sure what's going on here. Close to burn. This has to do like something weird going on here, but
Who cares? The stars still call. We'll see you
on DV we're good. Like the moon will recapture us for a little while. This is fine. Oh, auto warp so far. Guess we have to auto warp here first. Yeah, we're gonna recapture by the moon, but it's fine. So that was a very poor combination of maneuvers, but it's okay. Let's go down there. Uh-oh, slash, cancel. That was not what I wanted to do. Well, we went around even though we shouldn't have gone around, because like we should have kind of burned through the atmosphere, but whatever. I guess we jumped in. Jumped a few days ahead. Whatever. It's fine. Spent a few more days in space. Can't complain. Alright, time warp complete. Where are we here? Oh, it jumped again. Alright, cool. Right, retrograde, please. Oh, quick retrograde. Burn what we got to burn before we decouple. Roll back to all. Here we couple, I guess. Why does this decoupling always result in explosions, I wonder? I need to look into that later. But, you know, most pieces are in one, most things are in one spot, so... Sphere. Did the trick. This is like a physicless part, that's why it's not exploding. They are pretty good though, blader wise. Can speed things up a bit here. Wow, look at those clouds. Shotguns too. Alright, we are through the worst, I think. We can drogue away now. Drogues away. Don't really need SIS anymore. Flying over grasslands. We're grasslands? Alright, we're landing grasslands. That's good. We can also deploy our main chute now. And we can drop our... Well, we'll wait to drop our heat shield until our drogues at least semi-deploy. At least fully deploy our drogues. So should be around 4,000 meters or something. Or just about now. Alright, let's drop our heat shield. Okay. And now we are kind of pretty clear to drop in the grasslands. River clouds. Wait until our chute fully deploys. And do a little EVA. There we go. Alright, Valentina, time to do a little EVA. EVA report. Oh, we're in highlands now. That's sad. I thought we were in the grasslands still. Oh well, fine. Let's do a little time warp until we get closer to the ground. It looks more like grasslands than highlands though, no? Don't you guys think? To touchdown. And we're in the highlands. Welcome to Highlands. Got a crew report from here. There's actually some science to be had. Surface sample. ADA report. We can recover. And we are back. We made it all the way back. We got some 400 science, which is not a bad amount, considering our goal wasn't really to get science. Science data from space around the moon. We can do that. We can do that with a satellite right away, actually. So that's one of the good reasons we have a satellite in orbit there. The orbital station around Minmus. This one is sending to Gilly next. Okay. Seismic surveys of Gilly. Surface of Minmus, rover on the moon. Orbital station solo orbit, good luck with that. complex scan or program of a baobab tree in the grasslands biome on Kerbin. We're not doing that. Alright, so let's actually get our data from the moon right away, since we have a probe with power and the ability to send data from space. So well, that's why we have a thermometer here. Log temperature and transmit it. And mission complete. That's great. I like completing missions like this. Cool. See if there's anything else interesting. Seismic surveys. Nope. Alright, explore Minmus, rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit, and plant flag there. So what we're going to do here is a little bit of a trick, which is we're going to open. This is fine. The moon lander is configured and is fine. So we're gonna load a probe here. And in between these two, which I think will be fine, this is the actual probe up here. I'm gonna put a Mark 1 lander can or something. Mark 2 lander can is probably too heavy. Kind of defeats the purpose. Mark 1 lander can is actually perfect. But we're not going to put anybody in here. Empty seat is actually what we want, because we have a probe, and we're sending up the probe first to actually do also like scan and reconnaissance of Minmus space. This is like kind of all that we need. Now I know this looks ridiculous and it looks like it's never going to work, but it worked last time around, so maybe it'll work again. We'll see. Alright, so this is like our whole pairing with a deployment thing. Let's see if there's any other thing that would be useful out here. Experiment control station. Magnetometer boom. This is like a science experiment that's like something I'll bring on a ship. This electronic control. So the one thing that we can do now is we can give it some better antennae than these 5 silly antennae now that we have relays. R2. What's the fine tolerance? What's the power of this thing? Rating 15G. 15G, and this one is 2G. This is 5M, a humongous difference. So I think we do 2 of these on the side so it doesn't interfere with like the deployed. It should kind of like, it should be able to kind of like click R and it should be able to snap, but it doesn't, annoyingly. Let's do it the old school way. Alright, now we need to change the fairing though, because we added these 2 guys. Obviously the fairing doesn't work anymore. Communotron, what is this thing? High gain antenna. This is not a relay antenna though, like it's a directional version. Dimorphous shells. And this is 2Gs. antenna, right, for what we're gonna need. Now this looks fine. Let's deploy this one just so it looks confirmed it doesn't get in the way. That's actually perfect. Battery banks. We have enough batteries, enough solar stuff, enough everything. Actually don't need the shielded one, but whatever. Fix up fairing, but we'll fix it. None of this is anything we need. This is stuff that is better for like some other stuff. I think we might have a better probe core. That this is the Octo 2. HGS Octo. Octo 2. This is definitely better. Question is, can we delete fairing for now? We'll need probably. So one thing we want to do is we want to delete some of these reaction wheels. Actually, this is the one reaction wheel we want to keep because it is fine. This one is a reaction wheel we want to delete because it is not fine. It's annoying. Oh, we might actually not need this at all. And instead have a reaction wheel inline below, which is probably a lot better. And now, kind of move this. This is the Octo. Whoa. This is fine. Octo 2. I don't know where it went. Should have gone up somewhere. Where is the Octo 2 probe? Where do you put a probe? Anybody see the probe? Is this it? This is it. This is funny. Alright, so this is our probe. Attach here, attach here. So we have RCS. We have inline RCS, which is fine. Then we have these photovoltaic panels, but we don't need these. We can put the ones that are unshielded because we have. What is this stuff? These are new. See how they look. Oh, these are pretty. These are actually really cool. Put it over here. This looks cool. How powerful are these? Powerful enough, I guess. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. We might want to put them at 25-degree angle like this, because I actually want to make sure that these are turned on. Lights on. That's on. There you go. That's lights are now on. Blink and blink. There you go. So you can actually see this thing, because I forgot to turn it on the other time. I was like, retract solar panel. This is actually perfect. Also for a fairing that we are kind of setting up. I like those a lot. And then let's see, what else do we need? We needed some control, command and control, some inline SAS reaction wheel. Advanced inline stabilizer, I guess this is the one. Like somewhat at the center of mass of this thing. Just like here. This is actually not that big. This is too large. Small, advanced, I guess this is what we got. Which is kind of weird. Is that really all we got? We got a large reaction wheel, and we got a small one. guess that is what we get. These fuel tanks are fine. One thing I do want to do is I want to put some struts because like the wobbling of this thing was absolutely bonkers when we launched it last time, so probably should strut it. There's really little downside to strutting things. Very little downside to strutting things. Ah, this is a mistake. Maybe I'll just strut these two things like with each other, and should do a trick. It's a weird one though, it's like double. There we go. That should make it wobble, at least a little less. Okay. Still wobble up here. It's very tall, very top heavy. But that's what we're doing. So let's see if we can do a proper fairing. Let me build this. Let's see. Alright. I don't think this is necessarily the best fairing I've ever made, but it's better than not having fairing. Alright, let's see if we can launch this without spinning on like crazy. Do we have a lander cannon here? Alright, cool. We can send Kerbals up here. It's just one mission. Alright. How expensive is it? 79. It's fine. And launch. Let's launch. And see how it goes. Should be better. Alright, this looks good. Engage autopilot, everything looks clean. On stage. Force roll. Let's try it. Oh, we want this definitely. So it's good. Bright, huh? Very bright. Looking good. We totally launched into a great apoapsis. So we're coasting to the edge of the atmosphere now.
Welcome to Fargoid, California. Such a deadly place.
Some wobbling, but really not a lot by Kerbal standards. Alright, we made it. Now we can deploy this and get rid of everything else. Burn time is 36 seconds, and we're gonna run out of fuel just at the end of a burn, which is actually almost practically perfect. Like, this is just the sky crane we used to get in orbit, and that was its purpose. About to burn in anytime now. Wow, now we're shaking. Now we're shaking. But it's working. And we are clear, I think. Period, so I measure periapsis height, 91 kilometers. Yeah, we're 91 kilometers, fine as a periapsis. I'm shooting for 100, but actually the lower above 100, the better overall. So really can't complain. Let's quick save. Now let's set a course to Minmus. Set a target. Get rid of the Ascent autopilot because we don't need it anymore. Fly impulse at the optimum time. This looks eh. This is annoying as usual, but see if we can adjust it manually. Get rid of the second burn, which just confuses things. Where is Minmus again? Oh wow, pretty far. Let's focus at you. Let's see. I think we need a normal at this point. Nor do I think we need a radio. What we really need is like a 50, 110, 170, 230, 194. I think this is fine. But we should need a normal, but the problem is, I don't think doing a normal thing would do much at this point. Exactly, it does nothing practically. I think that doing this kind of does it in a radio. Like, I think we want to come from under. This kinda is, yeah. There we go. If we do that, then we need much lower prograde. I think this is fine. We'll adjust it once we're close enough. Like, execute the burn. What we got in the stage? Almost 4,000 delta V. I gotta stop building these insane rockets for no reason. I should just stick with rockets that have sane delta V budgets. Axis. Burning. Oh, I see why it's like resulting like a, oh, never mind. No, never mind. Never mind. So the mech jet burn, so we can't do physics warp on it. Finally, we figured out how to do the flashing green lights, which is nice. Fighting is deeply annoying. You have now been locked, Mr. Gimbal. Still shake, but a lot less. Which results in less steering DV lost to nonsense. This is a long burn. How are we doing on battery? Please tell me that I still have science experiments on board. Yes, I do. Thank goodness. Get in there. try it. Doesn't look like we've reached this guy in 50 meters per second, or maybe we do. Actually, quite interesting. Wow. Yeah, now it's making a huge difference as we're getting up there. Look at that. I was incorrectly skeptical. Wow. We need to adjust now. Yeah, like this is a super long burn, and as a result, we didn't quite get where we wanted to get. Burns tend to do that. Whoa. Feels like one is very sensitive to like what we're doing. Alright, this is it. Execute next node. 1.5 meters per second is all we need. Oh wow, look at that. Caravan through the scanner. Pretty cool. Right. Yeah, rollers at the poles, so pretty. Time is practically nothing, but the difference is huge in terms of like where we actually arriving. But also, I have not turned RCS on because found an anomaly here, up here. All right, we are roughly where we want to be. We can change the inclination once we get the apoapsis. Actually, quick save. Swoop there. Minmus will catch up to us as we slow massively down. Our orbital velocity is like 87 meters per second, and it's gonna keep going down. Look at that. Orbital velocity is like 40 meters per second. Let's see if we can fine tune as a result our on two anomalies, but unfortunately it doesn't tell you much about them on the screen. So this is fine, but let's put a maneuver node at the apoapsis proper. At maneuver. Right now it doesn't do anything. Let's see if we can change it so that the... That's too much. 150 meters. There we go, perfect. Execute next node. Another 1.7 meters per second of DV. Maneuvering to turn. And don't want to use RCS when we're doing maneuvers in a range of 1 to 2 meters per second. It's like tends to throw things off, whereas reaction wheels generally don't. So reaction wheels generally don't affect. Hey, Atlas Rand, yes, I am streaming KSP in glorious high dynamic range. There's 3 anomalies exactly here. I like. Can't do much with them, but like. Alright, we're almost at our burn time here. Oh, it's a great game, and with mods that are out now, the game looks like completely like another game. It's like crazy. This is curve net access. Alright, now we are broadly where we want to be. And now we can 5 days, 4 hours. Now we can warp to the moon's sphere, sorry, to Minmus sphere inference. This is gonna take a while because, like, again, we're dropping down and kind of catching Minmus on the way down, essentially. There we are. And now what we want to do is we want to circularize the next periapsis. Great node. What the orbit inclination is, but should be roughly okay. There's our orbit inclination. Orbit. Eccentricity inclination 91. Well, it's fine. Range, inclination, new inclination. Great, no, that too. Whoa, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. Ah, that looks bad. New inclination 90. Great, now perfect. Execute all nodes. Off we go. All right. Should give us an orbit of like 250,000 meters per second or something like that. Hi Minmus, good to see you again. Let's get you back into a sort of decent field of view. There we are. It's good to also be able to kind of like zoom out and zoom in. Well, I can't zoom in that much, but it's good enough. Now we're gonna do our capture burn into this polar orbit for this thing. I know, it's crazy, right, what modders did. I'm doing the normal system, not the realism overhaul, because I don't know. I mean, realism overhaul like requires a level of masochism which even I don't have, right? Noting that there's some missions in KSP that are already so incredibly sort of like masochistic, right? But I'd rather do sort of like returning from Eve sea level and stock KSP than using the realism overhaul and just going crazy, right? Alright, now we have a decent relay over Minmus and a okay relay over the moon. I think the relay over Minmus is probably more important than a relay over the moon. Not probably, certainly. Hi Kerbin, you look tiny out there. Hi Minmus, you look like a gigantic ice cream down there. Gigantic scoop of ice cream. Capture's going well. Sounds like it was an amazing experience. Like, I heard only great things about Distance World 3. Like, it's such a incredible thing, you know. Such incredible things that a community like can do. Like, all right, 0, 3, 2, 1, and clear. Perfect. Actually, let's abort node execution. And remove all nodes, create and execute. That's more like it. It made no sense that it was like... It made absolutely no sense that it was like hundreds of meters per second when we just need to change 1 degree. And we're moving at 70 meters per second, like... That's more like it. Alright, world first milestones, return from surface of Minmus, flyby of Minmus, home from the orbit of Minmus. This is fine. Return trip from Minmus, incredible. Exploration of Minmus, green sandstone recovered, plant flag on the moon, done. Science data from space around the moon, done. We got some science and some stuff. Alright. Now, after we are, well, we could actually do it now. I think, well, now we're time's warping, so I can't really. Let's actually not do too many things at the same time. Let's do this quick burn. And once we're on a perfectly polar orbit, we'll do our scan. Our scan of Minmus. Right now, our inclination is exactly 90 degrees, so this is a perfectly polar orbit with an eccentricity of basically 0. So this is as perfect of a polar orbit as we're ever gonna get. So now we can run our orbital survey. Uploading data. Alright, received orbital survey for Minmus, science added. We have our nice purple toggle overlay, resource, that's ore. I can do heat map, do a bit more of a cutoff to show like where is more ore and when there's less ore. This is like pretty good, decent way of like showing like where there's ore on Minmus. I don't think we're gonna do much mining on Minmus because like it's generally not a efficient refueling point for departures from Kerbin. So yeah, I mean realism, if you are into that, is like amazing. Like real solar system too. Like real solar system with a realism overhaul, man, it's like asking for punishment. Alright, now we managed to get ourselves into a stable polar orbit of Minmus, which is great. Let's see if there's missions. Repair science data from space around Minmus. Great. This is something we can do immediately. That's why one of the reasons we send one thing out. Rescue summary from the orbit of Minmus. Build service station. Build blah blah blah. Haul. Repair satellite. Position Mechan's probe in a just an orbit of the moon. Nope. Definitely not. And then we need to send another guy there, and we need to plant a flag there, which is going to be our next mission. But one thing I want to do is actually fix the flag situation, because I have a KSP flag, like Xeno Strike Force flag somewhere. There you go. Accept. There we go. It's a proper flag. Where did it go? This one. Accept. And now we can go back to this probe, which shows as a lander, but should really show as a probe. So let's show it as a probe, which is more like a relay probe, though. So can actually show it as a relay. Okay, perfect. The moon relay is very weak. But this guy's relay is pretty good. It's got 2 of these antennas, which are pretty decent relays. Especially before we upgrade the tracking station to its max. It's pretty good. What do we want to do here? We wanted to get some data, right? So we wanted to log the temperature and transmit it. And contract complete. It's pretty good. One of the good reasons to have satellites around the thing. RSS with reels and overhaul at restaurant. Oh my god, that's like so painful. To have many space games, yeah. Well, that's great to hear that. Star Citizen's also improving. Science data from the surface of the moon. I don't think we're going there. I think we're going to Minmus, so I don't think we are going to pick that one up. This is all boring stuff. Can I decline? What happens if I decline them? Oh, I lose a bunch of prestige if I decline these missions, so I'm just gonna let them expire and not deal with it. Like, these are, I never use these except when I'm totally out of science. When I'm totally scienced out, then maybe, but until then I don't. Actuators. All right, so these are servos. These are the grabbing units. Some more hinges, parts for helicopters, and like robotic stuff like mechs and stuff. Supersonic flight. Advanced aerodynamics. Fan shrouds. These are like fan blades. Turbo shafts. For helicopters, I guess, or stuff. No, not a rocket. That is true. Landing. How much do we have? We have enough for 1 300 and 1 360. Alright, let's buy advanced landing. We're gonna need it for Duna eventually. Heavy landing. Heat shield. 10-meter heat shield. Wow. I think I'm really ever used any of these, but fine. Field science. This is the rover controller. Rover seats. These are better struts, quad couplers, inflatable airlocks. Composites are like better stuff. Inline clamps. These are like space station building things. Although the nose cone this eventually comes in handy later on. Nuclear propulsion is great when you're going far, but we're not going that far just yet, so I don't think we need it now. Should we go with quad coupler stack for now? And a Excel girder. Or field science. Let's just give us a rover, but I don't think we're gonna build rovers for the time being. Advanced aerodynamics. Let's go with a quad cone. Let's go with the nose. This nose cone is going to come in handy. So, structural panels and sort of like fairings, bigger fairings, I-beams. All right, fine. Let's get this. We should get some decent amount of science from Minmus anyway for the next trip. All right, so let's save the game with a name that means that we're home and safe, and everybody's like where is now this is the astronaut complex. Like you can see pretty much everybody has. Why does Jeb have 2 stars? Oh, because he landed on Minmus, and these guys haven't not landed on Minmus yet. All right, so that is one reason why I want to send Valentina and Bill off to Minmus. So we're gonna be doing that. So let's do that. Let's first save Mechan's probe and save it. Then let's load our moon lander, which we should really rebuild, because at this point there's like so many things that we can do better with this thing. But the one thing I think we should really do is we should attach it so that this thing here is, oops, wrong one, not attached to this one. It's like, otherwise it's like problematic. But see if we can attach like, I don't know if there is a service bay. There is a different service module, like cargo storage unit. This is too small. This is bigger, but I think this is like too big actually. This holds like a crazy amount of inventory and gear stuff. I don't think we need that. It's like this. So I guess under utility, storage container. Where would I find this under? Cargo, I guess. Cargo or utility. Utility, hitchhiker storage container, crew cabin, parachute, a bunch of useless things. Star shot, flag, navigation lights, helmet light. Fireman's kit. Let's do. Let's see. Science. Oh, a mobile processing lab's unlocked. This is useful in orbit of Kerbin, if you put a scientist there, but it's like more space station-y kind of stuff than other stuff. Now we have more things that we want to install, like the seismic accelerometer and the purpose scanning module, but we will do that in a moment. A magnetometer too. One thing I want to do is put a better antenna here. This antenna really sucks. The Communitron is much better. See how this looks extended. This does not look right extended. See if we can kind of flip it around like this. This looks better. I don't know if we can send this one up like this, but we can try. Or we can try putting it in here, but no, it doesn't work. I guess we'll have to work with this. Electrical-wise, I think we're fine with these as we have them. Batteries, I think we're fine. I think we need fuel cells. I don't think we need thermal generators. We have better landing gears now, so we might actually replace these with the better ones. Actually deploy this to like sit up here. There we go. This is a better landing experience. Let's retract this thing here. This is pretty good. Start with 20 degrees instead of like, there we go. this out of the way. So far so good. Here it looks fine. We just need to find a way to kind of plot this guy in without. I think. See, if I put it here, it looks like it attaches to like the. Does it attach to the? It's hard to tell if it attaches to like the. To which piece it attaches. Like, see if it attaches to a separatron. Yeah, it does. So this should separate when like this whole thing separates. It's like not perfect. It's not perfectly clean, but it should work. It's a little bit down. Alright, this is. There's the pressure guy. Add it up. Underneath this guy. Oh, no, up there. I see it. It's a lot more science, new science pieces. Magic boom. Put this one like. I can't put it here. Let's put it here, way out of the way for a moment. I don't think we need a service scanning module like right in the way. It's like. There we go. And we turn this around so it's like. There we go. Go in. There you go. You can go here. Alright, we need the magnetometer, and I think we're then kind of done. There you go. Seismographer. Let's extend this boom and see how it looks. Wow. This is very magnetometric. This is not super clean, but it's also not, I guess, terrible. I think we are good with all the science pieces. Hey Viper 31st, welcome to the stream. I have never played Star Citizen at a lens before. Nope. I'm using Restock, yes. But not Restock Plus. Our only game is not only CSP. I love a lot of space games. I think we did most of the things we wanted to do here. Dynamics. Couplings we don't really need. Robotics we don't really need. Structure we don't really need. Command and control. Now these would be handy. We already have one. Are we good? We put. Yes, we put RCS up there, so we're good. Engines, I think we're good. Alright, this is the 51 Pollux per bed. We do have even bigger boosters, but I think it's more a matter of cost than a matter of like boosters are solid rock SRBs are cheaper in career mode. That kind of matters, but like only to some degree. Electrical, we need more electrical stuff. Not sure. The 1K battery bank, is this actually not even sizable enough, I think. It's like a smaller part. We have a bigger version of this, not yet. I think it's later on in the process. Okay. Looks tidy and in order. Now let's confirm who's on board. We want Valentina and Bill, so we got those. Let's save this. Let's just double check one thing on the... Yeah, I use CCAN for module management, although not all the modules I have here are on CCAN, like notably some of BlackRec's volumetric clouds mods, and which looks stunning. I mean, look at the clouds. And associated configurations are not on CCAN. Anyway, I linked in the description where to get all the module. There's like 2 files I put on the XSF website. Like one is the CCAN actual mod file to import the mods that are on CCAN, and then there's a PDF that explains how to grab this stuff that is not on CCAN. So now we can upgrade a few things. Unknown object tracking, the ascent power, that's fine. This is actually pretty important, but we're not quite there yet. Active contracts unlimited, we don't really need that. We're not doing this. Launchpad is fully upgraded. Unlimited, custom action groups available. Alright. This will be important at some point. I'm not sure it's immediately important now. This is also not really important. The astronaut complex just gets you to have unlimited curve walls. I don't think that's important as well. I need to hold on. Like the tracking station upgrade is actually useful. Oh wow, there's another actual. There's a maneuver tool available at level 4. That's it's new. Haven't seen that with the Asana 2T of power. I guess this is something that comes with like. Let's do this. Oh, we're gonna do it anyway. This is fully upgraded. This is fully upgraded. Mission control. Might as well save some cash. You never know. Save this for when we have more money. This we'll need to do at some point, but again, we're kind of like can't research at this tech level. We have to complete these before we can go to like full-on tech, heavy tech. But I think it's like have the best engines and like the absolute end game stuff in the game. So now that we've upgraded what we want to upgrade here, let's launch our friends. Let's not this one, the other one. I think this is the one. Cause this is yes, this has a new stuff. All right, let's save this and let's confirm again. Crew. Nope, again it swapped to the wrong guys. All right, this should get to Minmus just fine. Again, I could make a far more efficient version of this, but whatever. Right, this one's ready to go. So let's launch this one into Minmus. To Minmus rendezvous. Alright, engage autopilot. I think I want the mainsail together with these for both steering purposes and the like. 0, this is fine. I think it's fine. Alright, let's dance. Main tank. Somewhat unstable, but stable enough. Look at the volumetric clouds. Like, look at this without the HUD. Actually, look at this. Take a screenshot of this. It's just so stunning. Our ascent profile has been great. Fighting a bit, but nothing too bad. We're going 1400 almost already, which is great. Oh wow, we've reached our Epo absence target already. We are coasting to orbit. We can lock our gimbal so this thing doesn't go crazy. We can locked yaw, roll, and pitch, so this doesn't go crazy either. Still have some fighting with a RCS here, but it's nothing too crazy. Can do a magnetometer report here. Let's do it. Extend the boom. On the report. Log magnetic field. Let's get a grab report. Oh, this is seismic data, so that's just only when landed. I forgot. Thought that was the one you got, the gravimetric one, but I was wrong. I totally forgot. Collect the reports. Synchronizing. I don't know why Precise is still here, by the way. I thought I had uninstalled it, but apparently not. The sound effect is also one of the mods on the list. It's chatter for like the sort of voices in the background, and then there's rocket sound effects that are kind of like better rocket sound effects. It's like one of the many mods installed here. Right, I think we are in orbit. I think. Well, not really. No, we're not in orbit actually. That's a funny thing. We have to kind of give it a little bit more of a boost. All right, buddy. Prograde, please. Thank you. Where's our periapsis height? All right, now we're in orbit. Now we are 150 to 100. Now we are in orbit. All right, so now we're in orbit, and I don't think this is a situation where we can run more experiments, but let's set a course for Minmus. Let's get rid of the ascent guider and switch to maneuver planner. And maneuver node editor. Do impulse at the optimum time. Don't do insertion bar. This is I guess 1200 meters per second. Is that sounds about right? It does sound about right. Focus view. So then we need to adjust it a little so that we have the normal piece was supposed to be kind of 0 really. Why is this a thing? There we go. It's really the prograde piece that matters. That didn't work at all. Try again. This doesn't look right at all. Like, you shouldn't need 1000 delta V of radio and normal DV to get to Minmus at all. So what we're gonna do this manually, the old school way. The old school way. If there's one thing that Matchup is not great at, it's at Moon and Minmus maneuvers. That's too much. So now we set this guy as target. All right. We're gonna just move this to like an ascending or descending node. Like, actually get rid of this entirely and set this at the ascending node here. So we don't have to do crazy plane change stuff. Except we're on the wrong side, so we have to kind of do it on the opposite side. There we are. That's more like it. Alright, now that's more like it. See, now this is more reasonable. Let's see, so then here you can play a bit with like where Minmus is and its thing. It's like, this is kind of fine. Whoa. This is like pretty good. Like pretty good approach. And now we can play with a few things. No, oh, that's wrong target. Did I set the course for the moon instead of Minmus? I set the course for the moon instead of Minmus. Silly me. Delete again, delete and try again. Alright. Delete. Where's the ascending node? Here. Add maneuver. Alright, here we are. So this is not working very well, but this should get closer. Especially if we speed up a bit. This is not working at all. This is clearly not going to intercept anything. Unless we kind of give it a massive normal push, which we kind of generally don't want to do. Whoa. No, this is not working. Let's try again. 2 impulse. Switching planes is a bad idea at this velocity. Try again. With 1100 meters per second. It kind of gets us there. Not the cleanest maneuver, but for the purpose of this mission, it might be good enough. I'm gonna be coming from underneath. We can do it on the nearest ANDN. Close enough. Alright, fine, let's go with this one, and then we'll just create an execute next node. 1000 dV, we can swing easily. And then I'll still go for a ride. Yeah, Seekan is great. Unfortunately, like, some of Blackwack's mods, especially his volumetric crowds V3 and V5, are not in Seekan. V5 being the paid version and V3 being the free version. I bought it. I bought the V5, which is $6 and a half. So, like, at the end of the day, it's like paying a coffee for an unbelievable amount of, like, incredible work, which I personally value immensely. So I'm glad Blackwack did it, and honestly, I'm glad he released it for like just $6. I think it's absolutely fair, and I'm glad to have bought him a coffee. Very glad. I hear people who say, "Oh, I shouldn't really pay for mods and whatnot," but honestly, you know, I mean, if it's paying for a mod that changes, you know, the flag of your spaceship, fine. Yeah, we shouldn't pay for those mods. But if you're paying for a mod that adds like a whole new experience for the game completely, I mean, it's a different story. I mean, this is like hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work. Right? It's worth a coffee. For me, at least. Appreciate it if others feel differently. We finished our main launch stage fuel. Now proceeding with our transfer and landing stage, which makes maneuvering also a lot faster. Yeah, I'm there. Stop. Let's see if we can fine-tune the closest approach to target. After fixed time, after 60 seconds. No, this is wrong. This is definitely wrong. Important XL execution. This does not feel right at all. How do I fine-tune closest approach to target? Is this one, I guess? This looks completely wrong. Man, it's not a single thing here that's working as intended. Add maneuver. It's more like it. It's more like it. It's actually pretty good as far as like my attempt at getting at a simple it's good enough. Execute next node. 5 meters per second we can swing. Alright, we can also deploy our legs here. There we go. I mean, it's really nothing, right? Viper, I agree with you. Like, should really gonna like, I should like space high over deserts. Where is the magnetometer? See, abort node execution here. Abort node execution. Run magnetometer report. Drop the data. Select all. Execute next node. A little late on the execute, but it should be still fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is good enough. Like, it's quick save. Best 10 bucks you ever spent. I believe him. It's like, it's an amazing game. Absolutely amazing game. Here we are. So we get here, we should be able to run a magnetometer report of the top of the moon as well. Here we are, run a magnetometer report. So some mystery goo and other stuff, but we're not gonna do that right now. Let's collect all. This will retract the boom. And then we want to change our apoapsis at the next periapsis. Create execute. This is perfect. Let's roll. After this, we're going to match our planes with target. Do we have our reaction wheels active? Well, we can use RCS too, but we don't really need RCS at this point. It's fine. Save our RCS fuel for more meaningful operations down the road. Be interesting to see where the mission planner sends us after this. Typically after Minmus it sends you either Gilly or to Duna. I'd much rather go to Duna than Gilly, honestly. Gilly is like, yeah, boring. I mean, it's interesting, it's the first interplanetary target, so there's that, but still. I find Duna's atmospheric experience a lot more interesting. Match planes with target. Where is target here? This is a target. Set target. At the cheapest, create and execute. Only 18 meters per second, guys. Once we get all the way up there in 3 days, that's fine. It's not like time is a factor here. See, it's extremely cheap to change your orbital inclination when your velocity, orbital velocity is so low. Conversely, the faster you're going, the deeper you are in gravity well, and more expensive it is to change your orbital inclination. The opposite is generally true to change your apoapsis. So, like, to change your apoapsis is very expensive when you're far from a gravity well, but because of the Oberth effect, it is incredibly more efficient to do when you're deep in a gravity well, when your periapsis is very low. Right. Then we're gonna do a Holman transfer after our planes match, but the first thing to do is to match planes. And MechJib is incredibly precise at doing that. So I'll move this a little bit more in view so we can see more clearly what's going on. I'm doing this with MechJib, but honestly, a plane transfer is extremely simple maneuver. I mean, you just put a node and you go like you go on at the ascending or descending node, and you put a normal maneuver node only, so it's extremely simple. Like now, this is a Holman transfer. Again, this is a very simple maneuver. It's actually sort of like, I think I'm gonna do I'll do just one for now. I'll do the next one at like the. So this is it, and then after this you can do fine tune, closest approach to target. This, I think I actually did what it was supposed to do. Alright. Let's do the bi-impulsive run right now. Alright, this is the first thing we need to do, which is only 4 meters per second. Execute a node now in 4 minutes. Well, that gets us pretty close, and then we can do a fine tune. Oh, you have the white outline? Oh, I'm glad you like it. It's like a simple shader effect. There's some transparency, black transparency box, so it's not that, it's kind of subtle, so you don't really see it unless there's like a colorful background. But in KSP, because yeah, well, I mean, if you kind of point at Minmus, like, I guess get Minmus. I don't think actually do it. It's actually point at like my ship and put my ship behind me. If I manage to do that, like it's just subtle black effect, but again, you don't see much of it. It's like another shader effect. All right, so now we are broadly there. Now we can do fine tune close approach to target. Like how far, what is our closest approach? 5.5 kilometers. Let's see if we can get close to 50 meters or so. Like, no, this actually made it worse. This actually made it worse. I wonder if there's something I can do to kind of like, maybe this will have to do kind of manual. Whoa, no, what I want to do, put this to 0. So I could do manual. This doesn't do the trick. This does the trick. So, but the problem is it's such a low velocity that like it's really impossible to do a maneuver at this stage that like makes any sense. So I'm gonna delete this one. So I'm instead gonna put a maneuver node here and play with it here, because like honestly this I can execute. Like the sort of like one we had earlier I could not execute. Like this, separation 1.7 kilometers. Why is it giving me 1.7 kilometers if I just like this is 2.9 kilometers. There's a radian plus or something. This is like making it worse again. Like prograde. I think we can get much closer than that, I guess. So actually remove nodes. What's the separation? 5 kilometers. Let's see if we can do something here. Radian plus. It's not doing the trick. Oh, this is not doing the trick at all. Plus. No, I guess this is fine. All right. Fine-tune close up to the target when it's not fine-tuning anything. Delete here, I guess. So one there. Whoop, there. That takes some time. Gravity's very low. Let's see if we can do now a fine-tune close up approach to target. But no, it doesn't work either. Makes it worse still. Match velocities with target at closer approach to target. Alright, let's do that. Alright, now we're talking. Alright. Execute next node. Only gonna be 23 meters per second. Wow. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's like a little like cell shading of an effect for a webcam. I thought it looked cool. Right. All right, we're almost ready to burn. It's only a 2-second burn. Should be approaching. And now that we have a flashing green light, we should be able to see the flash. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say we should be able to see the flashing green light guy. And now I don't think we have a maneuver plan. We have the RCS banner. Do we have docking? I don't think we have docking on this thing. Let's go target plus. Where's target plus? And smart. It's target plus. This is where we're gonna autosave. Then we're gonna give it like, I don't know, 5 meters per second tops, and then quick save. 2 meters per second. Target minus. We can use RCS to kind of speed things up a bit. Once we've pointed away from this other guy. So time warp after we quick save again. Cool. We don't need this. Getting really close. How close are we? Close enough, I think, to do an EVA. Almost there. Yes. How do we do RCS, RCS, smart RCS? 0 relative velocity. These are the handy buttons. Let's see. I think we're good enough. Like, miss relative velocity is fine. Let's get Valentina out there. AVA report while not. Let go. RCS. Let's get ourselves into that other module which we created exactly for this purpose. Bye. I will have a look. Thank you. Alright, so we are here now. The question is, where is the... Where is the entrance to this thing? Oh, here it is. See if I can grab. Alright. Board! And we did it. Valentina did it. Mission accomplished. Rendezvous. Crew transfer. These guys. Let's see if there's a next mission and where the next mission sends us. Thunder. Explore Eve. Fly by, gather scientific data, and return carable light. Eve is interesting. Eve is actually the endgame boss of this game. Position orbit in a certain specific orbit. Alright, to Eve next. But first, let's land these guys at Minmus. Actually, I picked the wrong one because I gotta get Valentina out of the other. I gotta get Valentina out of the thing. It kinda just Alright, let's get Valentina out. EVA. Let's go. RCS. Where is our other spaceship? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I think it's there at least. Yeah, it's there. Down, down, down we go. This is where the ladder is. Slow down. I think you can climb this one, like, going downwards, but like... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, we did it. Thought we did it. Oh, come on. Alright. Quick save before we deorbit ourselves to some place. Let's see if we can pick a place. Autolander. Landing guidance. Pick target. Actually, yeah, set. Did I pick a target? Megan's place. Greater flat set. Show landing predictions. So trajectory. Land at target. Not sure where it's landing me. It's landing me over there. It's kind of dark out there. But, you know, should be fine. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Let's see now where we're going. Alright, it kind of adjusted so we're landing at Greater Flats. The thing about landing in the darkness is we don't have power, so we gotta be careful about power usage. There's magnetometer report that we can run now. Can't really because we're sort of like time warping, but we'll be able to run it once we get close. There's an EDA report, Greater Flats. What is going on here? Adjusting, I guess. Minor adjustments. Oh, we should deploy a landing gear now. That's probably a good idea. Static is a space near. I don't think we need to do that. I do think we need some landing lights though. That's why we brought lights. Lights on. It's not gonna be super bright, but it's gonna be something. Also, we're landing on like super flat surface. 200 meters touchdown. Now we're starting to see where we are. Greater Flats for a reason, huh? Look at how flat this whole thing is. And we are on the ground. Thank you, Jeb. As long as your engine are running, your batteries get charged. Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's as long as they're running, and when you're on the ground, they are not running. So your batteries deplete if you're running lights and other things like these. They're gonna be able to see down here. That was a great landing. One of my best. Well, one of Jeb's best. I'm gonna turn on LCS. And what do we want to do here? We want to do, well, first get a bunch of science, I guess, since we're here. So mystery goo. Keep the experiment. I think anything can actually run that. Log temperature. Log seismic data. That's a ton of science. Log pressure data. And the actual Science Junior experiment. Do a crew report. Go on AVA. And take a surface sample. And do an EVA report. I need to fix this kind of like ladder thing because it's clearly not working as intended. On Minmus it's not a problem, but like, but let's actually grab here because like I want to get an EVA report also in flight. Alright, let's go back out. Let go. EVA report while in flight. Yep, there we go. Alright, let's plant our little flag. Valentina's Minmus flag. Glory to mankind! Exclamation mark. Here. Whoa. Alright, that did the trick. Now let's get a flag for Bell. There we go. Whoa. Plant flag. Bells. Minmus flag. Glory to mankind. Alright, I'll take a service sample. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but alright. Grab. And back up we go. And we completed our planting with Fragile Minmus contract. Got glitched out again. But anyway. Alright, quick save. So now the question is, should we get some more data from around Minmus? Or should we not? And return back to base. I think we can probably return back to base because like, what do we need? Our track has been planted on Minmus. Let's do a crew report and see if I can actually relay it back. I can. That's good. Alright, I can go back to. Let's see what missions we have. What's active? The only active mission Explore Eve, so everything else has been done. All the other stuff here is kind of irrelevant, so fine. hold knee as orbits. Alright, I think it's time to return. This one. How much fuel do we have? More than enough. How much we have? 3,000? Plenty. Put on surface samples and whatnot. We can retract our ladder, turn the light off, and get ready to prograde. Do another material study for some 20 science, but I don't think we haven't assigned it, so we can reset the experiment. Right. Here, leaving. There we go. Leaving the sphere of influence of Minmus is extremely easy, so we're gonna warp out here. And from here, we can change our periapsis kind of right away, pretty much. Get rid of this, change periapsis after a set time of 60 seconds. Am I? Okay. There we go. Execute. Only 240 meters per second to kind of return. Like, we could have done some more science around Minmus. I think we still got some reasonable amount to unlock another node or so. Get to Dune and the like. Is a rocket type calculator, or do you have eventually room for more stuff like an additional service module where you can put additional batteries just in case? I have, as you can see from my return here, I have Delta V for ages, right? So I'm returning with 2,900 extra Delta V, which is plenty to do whatever extra I need with it. Well, some missions, like, you might want to have a heavier command module that carries 3 cables instead of 2, and obviously that increases the payload in a pretty meaningful way. But I find that for these missions, actually doing 2 and 2, since you're doing kind of rendezvous and things, is actually kind of the ideal thing to do. So now we are in a quick save mode. There. I got recaptured from Minmus and the like. Yeah, I mean, additional service bay with additional batteries could be a good idea. Yeah, especially, I mean, the thing is, I like the inline batteries. And I kind of still need to unlock the 6.5 meter size inline batteries. So I could use your service bay to add more batteries, you're right. It's gonna work over here. Again, we don't really need to do anything here because, like, retrograde, RCS. But since we have the fuel, might as well burn it. We can actually come and please stand still here. Shall in our burn. We're out of fuel? Yeah, finally out of fuel. Alright, cover everything you can. Then we're gonna drop our module. Stop the RCS. Stop all this stuff. Get ready to drop. Alright, dropping. It's not dropping. Why is it not dropping? something going on here? What's going on? Data transfer interrupted. Alright, we dropped something and something happened. It didn't really decouple, that's what happened. The decoupler did not work. I forgot to actually do the... Thankfully we kinda are at such a low speed that it kinda hardly matters. We might actually be able to land the... We might actually be able to land this whole thing without overheating, which would be quite remarkable. Alright, we're gonna end up spinning. But we got drogue chutes. We lost our photovoltaic panel and we lost our rocket thingy, but we are rapidly slowing down. Is there a way we can slow down further? We are safe for drogues. Let's go with drogues. Drogues should kind of flip us around. There we go. Oh man, I love drogues. Exactly, because I tend to do this kind of crap. So, figured the decoupler did not work at all when we had the Science Junior kind of dumped in line. Which is fine. Which is fine. Again, we need to rebuild our... Oh wow, look at that. Look at how beautiful this is like. This is also screenshot worthy. Absolutely screenshot worthy. Stunning. Yeah, we kinda get somehow our entire thing back somehow, miraculously. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. Main chute up. Slow us down quite a bit more. Although we're kind of going pretty fast, so we might actually lose a few parts on splashdown. Oh, well, hopefully water isn't as hard as that. Never mind, it is. We kind of couldn't land that whole thing with those chutes, but today we learned. Anyway, lessons learned for like redesigning our lander. Recover vessel. Can we recover vessel? There we go. Alright folks, and that is all that we will have time for today. Thank you for following along in the stream. We conquered Minmus. Onwards to Eve, Duna, and Gilly for the next one. Glory to mankind, Quantum Mechan, over and out.